surface, on the surface I look fine. My brain feels heavy, my traumatized mind. And I'm so tired, I can't feel my eyes. Whoa, whoa. I'm petty, but I know how to lie. I feel feelings that I can't describe. I'm not breathing, but I'm still alive. Whoa, whoa. But I think I'll be alright, 'cause I'm not giving up, I'm not giving up yet. I feel that it's my time, so I'ma give it everything. I'ma give it everything I got. So I'ma give it everything. I'ma give it everything I got. I'ma give it everything. I'ma give it everything I got. Why do I still have hope? So many days have passed. I wait around for things to change, but change has not come fast. I'm asking all the questions, but then I question them. Like, what's the point of living, existing when you can't see your God in flesh? I'm looking for the answers, they say to pray instead. I think I'll find them one day, but with a helping hand. I know that it's not easy, but I believe I will. Yeah, I'll get over all my fears and really conquer everything. I think I'll be alright, 'cause I'm not giving up, I'm not giving up yet. I feel that it's my time, so I'ma give it everything. I'ma give it everything I got. So I'ma give it everything. I'ma give it everything I got. I'ma give it everything.
I'm rolling. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to TeamODZ Live. And a Friday, not the ebb. Oh, lots of confusion abound because the ebb was in the event module at the right time, but if you actually looked at the ride started an hour early. So I guess there are two times for every event in Zwift. The event module time and the actual ride start time. And Zwift corrected one, but not the other after the hour change. So everybody was extremely confused, and everybody missed the ebb.
They must have tampered with both because it was 2 hours early over here.
This is only more reason to live in Arizona. Although I bet it's kind of worse there because nothing changes for you. It just keeps changing around you since the rest of the country is
you
doing
should
it.
see a therapist and get the hypnosis taking Arizona out of your head.
I don't want to take it out of my head. See, I have to keep it in my head because I've done this before many, many times. When I went to visit Wisconsin a lot back in the day, I was like, well, they have winter, same as Maine, but I'd rather do winter there because Wisconsin is just a cooler state than Maine, in my opinion, other than the summer.
I read The Little House on the Prairie, and I was 7 years old, 8 years old. And I think she started out in Wisconsin, so I made a mental mark not to go to Wisconsin ever.
Yeah, I liked where I was because it was like a nice little town, quiet town that was smack right in between Madison and Milwaukee. And so it's just, you have more choices for jobs, but yet you're living in a quiet place.
I mean, in the 1800s, all the Finns that went to the US, they went to Wisconsin. That's another alarm bell ringing at a very high tone.
Yeah. Well, then I got that out of my head. And then Florida started creeping in. Every time I go to Florida, I'd come back like, nope, moving there. And I'd be looking at houses while I was there. Heidi
You
and I
have to
can
be
remember
you have to
springing.
be 70 and all Jewish.
Well, yeah, pretty much, because you have to also not want to do outdoor activities, because Florida is not really for outdoor activities other than sitting on the beach, which how much of that can you really do?
Oh, I could do that
There's
every day.
fire.
I mean, I could do it, you know, maybe start my morning that way or something, but all you'd have to do is put it like 2 blocks away, and all of a sudden I probably wouldn't go to the beach as much as
Yeah.
I would hope for.
Right. Yeah, you tend to take things that are so close for granted.
Especially if they don't, like, you know, like I love riding my bike outside on cool roads.
Yeah.
I like going for hikes. I like being able to just generally sit outside when I'm like go to a restaurant and choose the outdoor option. I like that. You can do that for a little bit in Maine, and it is nice.
Choosing the surfing season outside is November till February, I think.
Yeah, isn't that great? That's long. That's longer than Maine, pretty much. But you can still go outside during the rest of the month. Whereas Florida does start to, I mean, I like sitting outside in Florida in May, and it's quite humid and quite hot there. But it still feels really nice. But Arizona beats that just because you don't get drenched in sweat so quickly.
I heard people even go to the sauna in Arizona.
Yeah. Just to sweat. That is the weirdest feeling though, riding around in 90-degree temperatures and being like, I gotta make sure I bring my chapstick. That's only like freezing and below temperatures from what I'm used to. Anything other than that.
That's just to get the javelinas out of the way while you're riding on the road, right?
Well, hey, they can have some too if they'd like. I have my javelina stick.
You remember how it was chilly when we pulled out the last day? It was actually 70. Crazy.
Yeah. That is the thing with that dry heat. But anytime I get into a hot place, it doesn't take much for me to get cold. As you can see, I was the guy complaining about the cold all the time.
Eat a sandwich. That's what Wags would say.
And that's what Wags would say to me each time. I would also hear, aren't you the one from Maine? What's going on? Like, yeah, I know. I don't know. I don't understand it. I think the problem is that I go dead inside during the winter. And all it takes is a little bit of sun to reawaken my soul. And then all of a sudden I start feeling again.
The thing is, people from the north, they stay inside and they have well-insulated houses and heating systems, while the other fuckers, they don't.
Well, that's the thing about that. Like, yes, some people do have very well-insulated houses, but it's amazing once you get to those Arctic temperatures, just how not as insulated your house seems. All of a sudden you start feeling little drafts coming from places you would have never imagined. You can't stand in front of your window because it's freezing, even though it's a perfectly fine window, double pane, rated for winter.
Well, I just checked my calendar. I've got a meeting in 35 minutes. I'm going to carry on riding, but I'll have to drop off Discord.
Nice. Wow, this bike is horrible. I just need to get through it, and then I can start working on my...
Oh, okay, you need to upgrade that one to get to another bike.
Yeah, then I can finally work on my Tron bike. But like right now, I'm pushing mostly high 2s, and I am just hanging out behind Andy.
And I'm doing
And he's
2-3.
doing... Yeah.
Yeah, but try to do 4 beers today and see if there's an improvement.
gradually drop it down. Yeah, I was telling Ufa that this whole having to stay at work thing is just horrible because I just do not have enough work to do. And yeah, sure, I could go clean stuff, but I'm kind of mad right now and don't feel like doing extra things. And so yesterday I'm like, I've pretty much finished all of my work for the week until today. And so I was just sitting around every so often. Well, I got there and had a recovery drink right after it was time for lunch, but I went and just forced myself to eat, didn't finish it. And then it was like 3 o'clock, all of a sudden I'm like, I'm gonna have a beer. And that's when the tap room opens. So the next thing you know, people start showing up. And then you have a beer with someone. And then the conversation's going well. So you have another beer with them. By the end of it, I think I had like 5 beers. Because I was there until 6:30. Because nobody was home. So I was like, well, I'll just hang out with these guys for a little longer.
With the lights on though. Lights were on, no one's home.
Lights were not on. But yeah, so I ended up, so this morning I'm like, wow, my legs do not feel terrific. That was not the best way to recover after a 100K. I did it with this steel bike, so I was pushing pretty high the whole time.
Mine didn't feel good after the TTT yesterday. We started with 4.
Yeah, I totally missed that.
Got Katie at the end of the first lap. We got her to the end of the first lap.
Nice.
Said she was done about 3/4 of the way around it. I said, no, come on, you can do it.
Kept going.
So we got her to the finish of the lap. And then we were the second highest placed 3rd-man team, the 3-man team.
Nice.
We had ended up with me, Brett and Hills. I was doing some long pulls, they were a bit muted, but I was doing 2.5-minute pulls.
Well, that was just serious because you just did an hour right to me.
Yeah, I ended up averaging 2.8 for the entire pizza ride, which was way higher than I should have, because it was definitely, I don't know, like Eric was saying that he was pretty much riding 2.5 the whole time.
I think I was 2.7 and Wax was 2.6.
Yeah, of course Wags was on the front the whole time, just about. Ooh, I guess I'm leaving the Zwift Insider ride next week. Which means everybody must be gone. It'll just be me all alone in the Discord channel.
That's not good.
Yeah, Eric reached out to me last night and was like, hey, you want to lead next week? Wags has it the week after. And I said, sure.
Nice.
He has got that, Eric, because a 2 week of TeamODZ, so that's almost a takeover.
What are we going to rename it?
The wagon burner. It's gonna be led by Geronimo. Yeah, the wagon
Engines.
burner presented by Geronimo. Don't you have some native blood, Rick? That might be a way to get to Arizona.
Doing what?
If you have some native blood, there's tons of reservations out there that need people in the casinos and stuff.
Unfortunately, if I do have any, it still hasn't shown up on my ancestry at all, which is kind of surprising, really. But my family also doesn't have like long-term ties to Maine. Because usually, if a family's been in Maine for a while, there's definitely native blood.
Okay. Get a canoe and buy some feather hats. That's a starting point.
You don't have to actually.
We're not streaming, are we? Or
yes, we are.
Oh, we are streaming. Upa's been around Bussy too long.
No, but here in the Netherlands we have municipality election coming up, and there is a right-wing party that tried to get the farmer votes, and they're now claiming that the farmers are the native Dutch people and that their rights are being tread upon because they can't pollute the whole thing. So it's an interesting argument.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure my family, my grandparents were the first ones to be in Maine, and but any families that have been here, oh no, they were all taken care of by then. not to put it that way, but there were definitely reservations.
Advantage of an eastern state that they all went west.
Well, the Micmacs, there's still a lot of reservations everywhere, but not as big as you see in the West. They're actually quite small for what you would imagine, considering they were here first. But yeah, typically
you can actually farm the land in the East.
Typically, if your family's been in Maine for more than just, what would that be, 2 generations, or I guess that'd be the 3rd generation, then usually there's some sort of Micmac relation going on, because there was a lot of interliving, and there still is. Like, there's a lot of people that are native around here. It's like the reservation is, Marsh Island used to be a reservation, which we named the brewery after, but now it's the University of Maine. That was one taking of land.
It's difficult for me to get my head around with all these, what do you call it, Paris people who came over the Mayflower, that would happen. I don't think.
Well, like my Heidi, my wife, she has family descendants that were on the Mayflower, or one of, yeah.
Pius, that was the name I was looking for.
But she definitely has Micmac in her blood. Her whole family has like kind of a darker toned skin. They tan very well.
I used to work with a guy.
There's something with my grandmother, and this also makes that I don't burn so easily. So
yeah,
I used to work with a guy whose name was Michael, and his surname began with Mac. So he got called Micmac.
Yeah, so around here, they're called the Penobscot tribe, because like all the names, just like in Wisconsin and in a lot of places, a lot of the names here are either native or like Old English stuff or French. And
they basically stole our city names.
Yeah, pretty much. And but they're all part of the Micmac, nation or whatever. Can't remember what the other tribes are called, but the local one is Penobscot. But so the only reservation now is on a small island in the Penobscot called Indian Island, of all names. We got real creative on that one.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah. And it's actually a place where when you go out there, it's kind of its own. It's not, I don't know, it's not necessarily its own culture, but it is. And it's also not the nicest looking place. There's definitely a separation
Thanks
between
right on, Ben.
the haves and have-nots.
Arizona
do,
is
Ben.
also a mess because Arizona doesn't do daylight saving, but some of the reservations, not all, do.
Huh. Interesting.
Or is it the other way around? I don't know. I think Arizona doesn't. So in this summer, it's a bit messy.
But yeah, one thing that is interesting is like the amount of power that different reservations have. Like the ones in Maine, they're constantly trying to get back power. But for some reason, they're not like well represented or something. I don't know what the deal is, but like New York, those reservations are cool. Those ones are like almost destination spots. That's where you get your cheap everything.
I was checking up on Alaska because there was this hospital ship that goes to Greenland, so I thought I could make a nice counter argument. But actually, the Inuits in Alaska have free healthcare. That's part of a land rights deal that's signed more than 100 years ago. That's pretty cool for them.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same for the Micmac tribe here. That they get a lot of benefits, and essentially,
Hey there, Harold.
It's definitely reduced housing if they live on the island, and then sometimes they can get help for housing outside of the island.
So Harold Zwift messed us up this morning. We were all expecting to be riding the ebb, but switched the event time for us, but not the actual ride start time. So when I went to join the pen this morning, probably about 15 minutes before the start, what it should have started at, it was already running and I couldn't even late join. So, lots of confusion this morning.
They did move the actual start time 2 hours with relation to UTC.
Yeah.
Wow, how bad this bike is actually encouraging me to try to ride it as much as possible so I can just stop.
Well, you're leading me on the climbs, but on the flat and the descent, I've definitely got the edge.
That's even with my new weight. That's just about 2 kilos higher. Actually,
So
it is.
10 pounds translates to 2 kilos.
Yeah, it's not. Before, I think before I was at I was right around 67, right?
Yeah,
I
okay,
do
so
bad
you're
with that
down
compared-
just before leaving, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because I think my weight on there at that point was 145 in pounds, and now I'm sitting around, or no, 146, and now I'm sitting at 155. Is that correct? I think so.
Yeah, doing okay, Ben. Well, you are too. There we go, duck step. Oh, runner. I'm not going to get out there in time.
I'm in. As long as I'm doing good most of the day, I'm happy. I take that as a win. Big life changes are rough.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I found someone that I might be asking out on a date, and she fits within the guidelines because they say half your age plus 7 years. And I believe she makes the cutoff. She's really cool, and I've always known her, kind of, not really known her, but like we've always
So we're
made
talking
eye
half her age plus 7 or your age?
half my age, yeah.
Wow, that doesn't work.
I think she's like 30 or so. She is quite
She's
attractive.
not gonna have the income that can support your lifestyle and everything.
Well, and there is that. But we can grow together. First, I just have to actually establish a real relationship with her, but we'll get to that point when that comes.
That's the easy part.
Even if it does come.
With your looks.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Someone to like me for my looks.
Yeah.
Do they need to borrow my contact lenses?
It's not gonna be the conversation.
I definitely like her for her looks, that's for sure.
That's a very good
And
starting point.
She also seems cool. Like essentially the store that I see her at, she was chosen to fill in for the owner while she's gone on pregnancy leave. So now she'll be up there for a little while.
And says you're Rick.
Hey, how you doing, Ben?
So Ben, it's official. I have a good-looking butt. At least that's what the nurse said
That was amazing.
on Wednesday,
That
as she was
That's
looking
cheeky.
at. Oh, there we go.
Literally.
So as the nurse was looking at my rear, he said, "Everything's looking good." So that's it. It's official. My butt looks good.
This is when you buy Prime Healthcare. This is you get these kind of compliments.
I guess so.
It's
Yeah, I
all
was
part of the
thinking-
experience.
Nobody's ever said that to me before. Thank you.
Yeah,
I
there
can
was.
just imagine too.
As you can probably
That
imagine,
point
I
of
had a
view.
field day with that.
That point of view from behind where you see his face peer up over his butt cheek and look with this with this longing face look on his face.
Puppy
Why,
dog
thank
eyes.
you. No one's ever said that to me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Harold
that's the
says
same
if he found someone who liked him for his looks, they'd definitely need glasses. Same, Harold.
Yeah.
You know, I go and get early nights so I can get lots of beauty sleep, but it doesn't seem to make any difference.
So we need to make sure he doesn't get glasses at all costs.
Okay, gotta get off the bike. So, see you guys in a couple of weeks.
All right, if,
Wow, you're going for 2 weeks?
Yeah, something like that.
Wow.
safe travels, my friend.
Yeah, have fun.
See ya.
Say hi to the canaries.
I will.
And
Sweet.
if you see them, oh, never mind. I was going to talk about the coal mine, but we should just avoid the coal mine.
Especially if the canary isn't chirping anymore.
Yeah. If the coal mines are silent, just don't go. Yeah, that was one thing in Arizona. We one of our rides went to, what was it called? Colossal Cave, which is a nice little climb. I actually got the KOM on that
Nice.
segment. That was thanks to my team pulling me along. And which the second place guy, he had PRO after his name. I don't know what that means, but there was a lot of circumstances to it. When we looked at the segment, it was like, because when I first saw that, I was like, what? No way. And then there's a lot of circumstances, like you got to know when the segment starts.
Yeah.
It actually starts way earlier than you think.
Yeah.
And we just happen to be attacking each other the whole way. And so, and then once we got to where we thought it started, then we ended up, they ended up pulling me, and they wanted me to go hard up the climb, which is just the last little bit. But when they said go, 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 I was on dirt. There was a little dirt connection road with potholes all in it. And I ended up using too much energy on that and not getting enough speed. So then once I got back on the pavement and the climb started, I was like, I don't have what it takes to take this. So I kind of cut my power and still ended up getting it. But the other little thing about it is most people want to go left to where the views are, but this segment goes right to where a sign is. And I just happened to be like, I'm gonna go look at that sign, and just happened to cut that perfect line. So I finished the segment and got the KOM.
Nice. Yeah, I've had a segment that I started riding. I went out for a ride one day where the goal was to take 3 KOMs. I completely quashed the first 2 by a long chalk, and then the third one, I burned all my matches. I got halfway up it and I'm thinking, I'm done. I actually stopped.
Yeah.
But then I'm thinking things through in my head, and I'm thinking, no, I came here to ride these segments. I'm going to ride this. So I carried on, and I still took the KOM even though I stopped partway up it. Nice work on your weight loss, Ben. Yeah, I need to do some of the same.
Nice one. I'm in weight gain right now. Although if I stay right here,
I'm staying steady.
I got a little too light going through some situations.
I was
not eating enough.
I was actually concerned that the last couple of weeks not riding as much. I was going to gain, but I managed to stay steady. So if I can continue to eat the way that I have the last couple of weeks and get some riding in, then I should start to lose.
I do need to keep weighing myself because UFA has a theory that it's just like water weight from flying and from recovery from camp, but I don't know. Like when I got back, immediately I had gained 10 pounds. I was at 156. And then the next day I weighed myself and I dropped down to 150. And then the next day or two, one of those, I weighed myself again, back up to 155. So, I don't know. I also need to get more consistent with weighing at the same time of day.
Yeah.
But right now I have my weight set on here at 70 kilos.
It's the same.
Because yesterday I was a bit light doing the pizza burner ride.
Right, I'm going to fill a bottle up as we do the descent. Half an hour in and I've already drank a bottle. Wow. Chris says he lost 11 pounds on Sunday Everesting.
Oh, wow.
I can give you some, Trey. I can give you something to lose. Yeah, how's the surgery gone, Harold? Hey there, Aggie.
Yeah, I ended up losing 10 pounds not riding. Well, not riding consistently. I would still ride like once or twice a week. But I went 6 months doing that after a huge increase in fitness. And man, it was like, I think it was all muscle weight because my pants weren't as tight as they were around the legs and stuff. I think it's kind of starting to come back. That week at camp definitely built muscle. There was a lot of anaerobic going on.
Yeah. Nice work, Harold.
The average...
Absolutely.
My
There's
average power for every ride would only be like 140. But yet I would still, Garmin would call some of the rides like sprint workouts or
yeah,
or VO2.
Yeah, well, that's just it. I mean, when I rode Race the Lake last time, we averaged 23.5 miles an hour for 100 miles. And my average power was 172 watts.
Yeah.
That's 2.5 watts a kilo.
Yeah. Usually on the local rides here, the Wednesday rides, I'll end up like in the 200s for my average power. But yeah, there was just a lot. Of course, I never really pulled much because Wags just insists on being the guy pulling all the time, and he's very effective at it. So it's like, sure, okay, yeah.
Does he make a good windbreak? That you were just being politically correct there, weren't you?
He does make a good windbreak, and he can effectively make speed.
I've been told there isn't enough of me to draft off.
Yeah, I think I would fit into that category. I do try to like sit up a little more and try to stay as aero as possible, but I try to stay up. There was one point when I pulled Ufa and J-Flow and Cortino, I think, back after Ufa had a flat, and it was kind of my fault because I didn't point out a rock. And we had a slight headwind going on, and I was still maintaining like right around 25 miles per hour pulling that group. I could not believe that. I was like, there's something about Arizona. I don't know if it's this hot air or what it is, but man, that was pretty good. That made me feel good, because usually in this humid air, I just can't get that much speed going.
Yeah, 20 minutes was my tops after my surgery, Harold. So you're doing better than I did. I've done a couple of hours rides now. They'll be knocking on for an hour and a half. I've got about 8 minutes now before I need to bail and go to a meeting, so another 3 or 4 minutes I'll pull the stream down. Nice. I'll get you back to it, Harold. Hopefully you can tune them. Something that you can finish. Yeah. I'd started doing workouts before my surgery. I think I want to leave it another week or so before I start back on them again. Well, the TTT yesterday was fun. It was definitely good to get back with the team, that was for sure. Well, my legs were fried. I had a meeting at 3 PM yesterday afternoon. So I'm sat in my chair in this meeting. And next thing I wake up and it's an hour later.
Having a hard time waking up lately.
Alright, I've just fired off
All
my
this
coffee
week,
stuff. I'm
really.
gonna fill a bottle here. I tried going down to 1 stool softener a day yesterday. Let's just say the time isn't right quite yet.
Stools still need to be softened.
Yes.
What you gotta
This
do is,
morning.
have you tried eating more McDonald's and Taco Bell and stuff?
Well,
That should do it. I think you're eating too healthy.
I don't know about that. I was going to have fish stick butties for lunch yesterday, and I opened the freezer to get the fish sticks out, and realised that there was some beer battered fish that I had left over. So I thought, well, I'll eat those instead. So I had 4 of those and made butties with roasted potatoes. Oh, we're going to see Leonard.
Once this is over, it should be perfect for when I need to get going to work.
Seconds left to set. Yeah. Oh, they were good, Harold.
I've seen relics of kingdoms past and crowns of ancient kings. I've heard stories of distant
Well, I'm going to have to put the screen down. I'm going to say thank you to everyone for joining this morning. Appreciate it. Trim and some grits. Ah. Oh. See, I don't eat things from the waters if they don't have fins and scales. So shrimp's off the menu for me.
That was the bottom feeder.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. All right. Thank you, everybody, for joining us this morning. Much appreciated. I'll stream down now. I'll get ready for my meeting. Take care. Have yourselves a great weekend. And we'll be back on Monday. Bye.
Yeah, I'm nervous on the surface, I look fine. My brain feels heavy, my traumatized mind. And I'm so tired, I can't feel my eyes. Whoa, whoa. I'm petty, but I know how to lie. I feel feelings that I can't describe. I'm not breathing, but I'm still alive. Whoa, whoa. But I think I'll be alright, 'cause I'm not giving up, I'm not giving up yet. I feel that it's my time, so I'ma give it everything. I'ma give it everything I got. So I'ma give it everything, I'ma give it everything I got. I'ma give it everything, I'ma give it everything I got.
Yes, Harold. Have hope. So many days have passed. I wait around for things to change, but change has not come fast. I'm asking all the questions, but then I question them. Like, what's the point of living, existing when you can't see your God in flesh? I'm looking for the answers. They say to pray instead. I think I'll find them one day, but with a helping hand. I know that it's not easy, but